Howdy, folks. This is Trader Big T with your trading lesson of today for March 18, 2010. Okay, I'd like to look at some interesting plays that were called live in the Tim Alerts chat room. Very interesting room. You should join. We've got some really good traders there. And this is actually a carbon copy of the SQNM play. It's a huge gap down. This is a 2-day chart of Fuqi, F-U-Q-I. And this was yesterday, and about 15 minutes in where this arrow is pointing, you get sort of all the selling out of the system, and you get this nice big move up here, actually pretty good range. So, you know, a word about scalping. Not all scalping is bad. It's not so much the amount of time that you're in a play, but rather the expected range of those sticks that you can get, and the profit, the amount of profit that you can get out of it. And this is actually a pretty good standard play. And it's not an ordinary play for penny stockers. This is actually like a $12. It was actually higher than that before it dropped, more regular stock. But it's a possible day trade. And then the next day we actually had it. It was still in play. I noted this on my watchers list. Right here, it's a 5-minute candle. It went down from the very beginning, and then it quickly rebounded, and you had like a pop here for a scalp. Not as good, but you know, you'll take it on a dead cat bounce scalp. Okay, another play that was pretty darn interesting today was Zane. Let's draw a chart of Zane here. Okay, Zane. Now, the previous day you had another entry on this, and you had one actually the other day. The stock reached up to 275, which was previous support, which is now a form of resistance here. And then on the next day, which is Thursday, which is today, stock actually zoomed up and had a spike early, and at some point here in the morning, we reached right below that 275. Where my little fingers pointing of resistance, and that was another entry for a possible short, and it faded the rest of the day. So that was a nice little play that occurred today. All right, and let's move on and take a look at HMNA. HMNA. This is like the delisting stock that may not really be too happy before too long. And this started fading for this beautiful short late yesterday. This is a 2-day chart, 5-minute chart, exponential weighted average. And then we go to Thursday, and early we got that beautiful spike. And once that spike came up and it failed, and then definitely we went from green to red, we took out that previous close. This was a fade the rest of the way, and it actually got a number of cents. And it was a nice short. So yeah, you could have played that. That was alerted, not quite to the same degree as the last two that I'm about to mention here, the main stocks, but definitely a play. Okay, now here's the good one. One of the two good ones. BBX. This was on the watcher list, and what we're going to do is I can actually pull this up. BBX. BBX. There's that chart. And number of days up, and then the first red day. And what happened here is the stock actually faded for much of the day, but you didn't really get a very clear short. It didn't fade. It actually went up pretty good, and then it faded like towards the second part of the day. But you didn't have this really clear entry signal until you reach like this previous close, previous day's close here. You took it out late, and that was like 468 or 268 or 269, I believe it was. Excuse me, I'm just way off here. And this was alerted live, and I don't take credit for this. One of the other chat members in Tim Alerts chat made this comment, and then I kind of helped finish it up on it. And boom, you had enough time to get in there right when it breached that previous close, which was like that 269, and then just bang, just this beautiful, beautiful cliff dive here. Great short. Okay, and finally, the call that I just hit out of the park and had on my watchers from the previous day, which is MGIC. This was also mentioned on Reaper's blog, reapertrades.com. You should head over and take a look at his blog, a really nice blog. Got watch lists and stuff. And right here, what we had was a very interesting case here. This stock, let me look at the actual daily chart. MGIC. I've had this on watchers for a couple of days now. And there we go right here. Boom, 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 boom. You want to call this maybe a stair step, where you have a kind of a spike and then consolidation, spike and consolidation, daily sticks, and then boom, you get this big day that you're looking for, which we were hoping was today, and it turned out to be today. How did it happen? Well, early in the morning, this is just after the market opened, I noticed that it went from like this green to red and took out that previous close, and it said, oh, this is going to be the day. And you could just kind of tell by the way the price action was going. And then only like a minute or so after I alerted it and clearly gave the alert in chat, wham, this thing just went way down, had this big stick, and then it just faded kind of the rest of the day. Just a beautiful, beautiful play. That MGIC was one of the best plays today. Okay, one last word I want to talk about. A stock that everyone was really fascinated with today. It's called Somex. And you can check out a blog post of mine about kind of some irrational exuberance that traders sometimes get. This particular stock was a massive, massive gain on some news. And it can be hard to predict the effect of news, what it's really going to do and whether or not it would be sustained. And the trouble is when you don't have a frame of reference, when you don't have support or resistance to go off of in breaches, when you're being sustained on pure momentum, who's to say if you enter at 8 that it's going to keep going all the way to 10, which is what it actually did before it started pulling back. You just don't know. And I kind of tease some folks and calling it the crack coke play and say that they should join Gamblers Anonymous. And that's just kind of a dig. You can try this. This is a momentum play, but it's not for the non-hardy souls because it can easily backfire and you can be down a lot of money very quickly and have it not rebounce up and keep going. If it works, it works. I don't tend to play this with real money. I decided to join the fun in a paper scalp of it. I probably could have actually gotten more out of it had I stayed in a little longer because it actually reached all the way up to 10. But it's very tempting to make this kind of play because you look at it and you say, hey, why not me? This is going to go to the moon and I'm going to be rich. But it's really not that simple. There's a blog post of mine that I'll be linking with this video that I'd like you to take a look at when you think about wanting to enter one of these and go full tilt with your whole account, trying to make a huge, huge score and then retire in the Bahamas. Well, okay, that's it. Until next time, folks, we'll see you in the trenches as you learn to trade with Big T.